on, guys. So right now what I'm doing, I'm using this cardboard so I can make a template. The piece of metal we're gonna be using to cover this big hole. And like usual, once we get done doing the template, we'll weld it, tack it, and then seam seal it, and then we'll move on to the next side.
Alright guys, so there's some things I like to do by hand and there's some things that I like to do a little bit more precise. And while we're mounting this Tesla drivetrain, I want to make sure that it's not only perfect but appealing and clean. So there's tools that I would like to use, and one of those tools is at my personal shop, and that would happen to be this arc light table in the background. Now I just picked this thing up maybe a couple months ago. I've been playing with it. So I brought these cardboard templates from the other shop. These are the wheel wells. These are, what is this guy? This is part of the frame because we are notching that guy out to go lower. And these three pieces are also part of the frame. So I started with this guy. Here's the cardboard and here's the template. Not too bad. So super precise, and the best part is, since we're doing this on both sides, it's symmetrical, so I can just cut out too. Yep, as simple as that. So the way that I actually do this is, I take this cardboard cutout, I throw it onto this 1:1 scale drawing, I go from there, I save it, I pull it up in this design, I get rid of my old drawing, for drawing, Tesla subframe, there it is, boom. So I'm a plasma cut this, as you can see. Plasma cut. There's all these other things you can do, it's pretty cool. This is the cool part. So this is the action part. This is what actually is the tooling, the location of it, yep, all the dimensions right there. So now we have that piece of cardboard that we cut out by hand, and now we have it into a file. Now I can do this with anything that you want, moving this. So you can see my cursor right there. Just controlling it like that. We're gonna go over onto a nice fresh spot. Then all we gotta do is click run. Boom, we're going. Now that that's cut out, you really see the quality of this machine. This is one of my favorite companies for this table. That's done. We need one more for the other side. So all we're gonna do is move our cursor up. We're gonna try and just bring it up over to that little spot right there.
Hey everybody, this video is sponsored today by Cove Audio, and I want to take a second and show you guys these really awesome new noise canceling headphones that they just came out with. Besides canceling out outside noise, they're good for up to 12 hours of playtime for your favorite music or podcast, whatever you like to listen to, and up to 200 hours of free time when you're not listening to anything and just want to block out some noise. But don't take my word for it, guys. I'm going to show you. With the memory foam ear pads pushed together, I can barely hear the audio coming out of these, but when I pull them apart, you're not gonna believe this. So you can imagine what this would be like on an airplane or in the gym. You're not gonna hear anything outside. All of that great music is held inside the memory foam ear pads. And one of the other things that I love about them is they have great bass. I love bass in my music, but they're also great for taking phone calls. With the built-in microphone, you can easily answer a call, have a chat right on your headphones. With Bluetooth 4.1, these Cove noise canceling headphones are super easy to connect to. When I'm using them out in the shop, I oftentimes leave my phone on my toolbox. What's cool about these is they actually have a 30-foot range, so I can actually wander quite far away from my toolbox, and these are still picking up the audio from my Bluetooth on my phone. So don't miss out, guys. Use our code below, TH68, and save almost 70% off of these Cove headphones. This is easily probably the most affordable noise canceling headphone on the market. And with our code, you can't go wrong. So don't miss out, guys.
So we got all the plasma done. I ended up cutting these 2 fender wells out, and it's going to make our job a lot easier.
I had to make a run to the hardware store this morning because we needed to get some new bolts for the subframe. What we want to do is get something that fit in nice and snug into the existing subframe, which is nice. There's no play in this. It's a shoulder bolt. And Kyle has also made it in this morning after stopping by his shop, KL Fab, last night and whipping up some more plasma cut parts that are basically going to be our new frame and inner wheel wells. These are the inner wheel well tubs that he cut out, and essentially these will get tacked and reshaped up into the wheel wells as we showed you guys yesterday while we were making the cardboard templates. So those will seal off this whole area here, nice, and not allow any moisture or mud or anything like that, rocks, to get up inside the chassis. So we've got a big day of actually welding all this stuff in, or tacking it in, I guess I should say, and getting this rear end back in the car, hopefully by the end of the day today. We're making progress, slow and steady, but really happy with the overall progress so far, which is going to continue today with us tacking these bits in. So let's get going. All right, so quick update. We've been over here just kind of welding and fitting the metal panels that Kyle brought in. He's got these all kind of stitched into place. So we've got our chassis reinforcement plate here, which is, what gauge is this steel, Kyle? 10 gauge steel. And we've also got this gusset in here. So this frame rail is now starting to come together as a very structural part of the car. And that will allow us the opportunity to build off of that with the round plates that he made to capture the subframe with the motor in it. So we're pretty happy with the way this is coming out. I will say right now everything is just sort of tacked or stitched into place, and we will go back. Kyle's actually going to put the pretty welds on it at the end once we get everything sort of in and we're happy with the way it functions and looks. So now we're on to, we're gonna actually do some trial fitting of the rear end, and so we can start getting an idea of where the pucks or the mounts are gonna sit on the structure that we just built. And I'm also gonna be fitting the inner wheel well tubs while Kyle and I are working on both of these things.
Yeah, so this is what I've been doing. I'm trying to remove the entire harness from this side of the vehicle, and as you can see, it's being gathered from that side this way. So I'm gonna reverse that. I'm gonna push it out that way, get it out the way, because me and Mick are gonna start cutting the bottom pan so we can make space.
Why are we cutting the bottom pan?
So we can make space for the AA batteries that are going in here.
AA batteries.
A bunch of AA batteries.
For our massive Tesla batteries. So
yeah.
We've got to make room for 6 batteries under here. It's funny because we could probably make room for another 2 batteries if we came up into this area.
But do we want to?
I don't know. It is an option. I think we cut it out and take a look and see how much room we have north. And I
mean, we still have a lot of space in the trunk as well.
But the thing is once all this interior goes back in, this is all hidden. So this is actually usable space for batteries if we wanted to. It'll eliminate from us having to put any up the middle and maybe 2 less or 4 less up in the front of the car. So we'll have to look at it once we get in here.
Also, I want to think about weight distribution as well.
Yep.
Alright, so this battery is a lot bigger than what it seemed like when it was sitting on our table. But we're still gonna try to make it work. Remember, this is just 1 battery out of 16 that we have to put in this car.
So we can get 6, it looks like, because they sit right on top of each other. So there's no reason why at this height we can't get 3 here. And look, we're not at halfway.
Dude, it's right
but I got
the mark,
but
dude.
Look,
yeah,
that's all the way over. So we've got some.
Man,
we can probably get 6 above the frame rail.
Nice.
Which is awesome, because then we only need
10 more.
We only need 10 more up front, which will allow us to really distribute the weight really well. And this is still pretty low in the chassis, low enough. What's really cool is we could actually waterfall them. We could do 1 further back and then boom, boom this way. You know what I'm saying? I think it makes more sense to package them straight up and down. These will be liquid cooled, so it's really
doesn't matter
that big a deal.
And you're absolutely right. We can get 6 stack up, 3 and 3, and then 2 maybe in the middle. 1, 2.
Like down here.
Yeah. Not side by side though, right?
This is gonna touch the ground right here. That's the goal. Right?
So if we get 3 to here, right? That's the goal, right?
3 will be
3 to here.
3 will be like right here.
Right there. And then we can get 1 and 2 right under it. And then that's half. That's 16.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that's 8, yeah.
So we had 8 back here and an 8 in the front.
8 in the front.
It doesn't really make sense to do that though, especially if we want to keep the weight as low as possible.
Yeah, because we still got to remember the weight of the rear end. These gonna weight. Yeah, these is gonna weight some. And I think if we do 6 and 10 in the front, it'll distribute the weight very well. We are actually going out on a road trip. Anyways, we are gonna go up to, where are we going? Stealth EV. We are gonna go pick up our battery rack for the EV 350Z. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, the 350 EV.
350
Oh,
EV.
the Tesla Model Z.
Well, yeah. Anyways, we are
You
going
guys know what?
on a road trip.
What's cool is Matt actually designed us up some battery boxes in CAD, which we have the files. But he went ahead and actually had a set of boxes made already for the batteries. They're at his shop. He uses them for test fitting and that sort of thing. But we're gonna go grab them, see if they work for our application. If they do, we're either going to use them as they are or modify them and make them work. So we're gonna say it'll speed up the process.
If they don't fit, we're just gonna make them fit.
Yeah.
we made it.
We get to go see our favorite dog, Kevin, and our boy Matt here at Stealth EV.
I haven't met Kevin yet.
We have arrived. Kevin's awesome. How are you, Kevin? Locked down, huh?
Yeah, in trouble, you know? Like he was getting everybody's unit and stuff.
You met Ricky?
So. Oh, wait,
All right, a second. Is the magic box?
Yeah. Hey, why don't you tell us a little bit about this? So,
you know, obviously with the oil pan in my Trans Am, right?
oh yeah.
This, you know, kind of fit right down into the section where the oil pan was. So we were able to get 2 modules there. And then once you get that in, I mean, obviously we have like jumper copper bars, right?
Yeah.
Connect all of them in series, but once you get those 2 in, there's a little plastic platform that sits here to hold everything flat. And then you got a module that you just slide right into these grooves. It's really
so
sick.
the little
Yeah.
side tray on
That's what the grooves are
on the
for?
battery, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They slide into here.
Put one in, you connect the next module, right? This one, it'll just slide into there and it barely squeezes by the center and
Oh,
it'll
really?
drop and then they hold perfectly straight, you
And
know?
then you have a rod that goes through here or
Yeah, exactly.
something? Okay.
So we got a couple of bars that we're gonna hold down now.
When electric vehicles are life, you even convert your forklift.
Even your forklift, that's crazy. All right, so this is the one that's gonna go under the hood of the
That's
the
gonna basically
350.
take place of the engine.
Okay.
And that one we measured already and fits. So it's gonna be real snug, like within
Boom. Right.
maybe having to make some modifications, but we're hopeful that that one will fit. And this is the second box that we spec'd out. And this is gonna go where we remove the floor pan in front of the gas tank. So this, once we build a carriage, will go right up inside. Both of these boxes have lids, which Matt has here as well, which add about 3/16 of an inch, which could be a problem. So we may have to
Notch one down.
make some small changes.
We had cleared in the Trans Am by 1/8 of an inch with that big ass hood.
I remember you showing me.
Yeah.
And our hood, unfortunately, has a drop vent.
Well, maybe you put a little bubble in the hood. That'd look good. Anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We might have to. Sweet. Well, we're going to load these up, get them back to the shop, and see if they fit.
All right, guys, so we're back, and we are going to test fit these boxes.
Let's do it. That wasn't as easy as we had originally thought, but this right here is basically the same footprint or similar footprint as an LS motor.
Yep.
And we know that people do LS swaps on 350Zs all the
But
time.
everybody that does LS swaps on these cuts off this fake firewall. The firewall of this car is actually back here. That's what this is. And then this is just like a to seal off the battery and the brake and all that stuff that has plastic caps over all this from the factory. This thing really effectively does nothing. So if we can't get this in from the front by taking off the core support in the front bumper, or from the bottom by dropping the subframe, lifting it from the bottom, we're probably gonna have to cut this out. I don't want to cut this out because I want to make this look stock under here when we're all done. I want it to look like a stock Z. So as much metal as we can retain, we want to retain. But we're going to start with removing these engine mounts because they're no longer needed. And we're going to remove this core support in the front bumper and try to come in from the front. How you gonna do this? I'll grab that side and I'll grab this side.
So really though, the firewall is preventing it from going back further, right?
Exactly.
There she is.
Yeah.
So at this point right now, we need to move this thing back quite a bit further.
We might lose some battery capacity here unless we can. So my other thing I'm thinking of doing is actually chopping the subframe and just making it like thin rectangle stock. Get rid of the center section of it and lowering this down.
It may be too tall. We're gonna try to massage this thing in and we will check back in with you guys.
By massage, he means cut a lot of stuff.
That's all we do.
We're good at that.
Cut and paint and clean. So it looks like this spot here, this kind of flange here on both sides will be trimmed, and we'll cross our fingers that that's enough, but it looks like that's it to get the rear box in. Hey, like a glove. Look, it's higher than that pinch rail, or that rail.
I know what's cool is it can actually, we can weld tabs off of the frame rail.
Perfect.
To mount it.
All right. It's like it was meant to be there. Off of here, you're saying? Like,
So we'll build tabs
like
off
bolt
of here.
it?
That this bolts to. Actually, there'll probably be a tray that bolts in under here, all the way across, like a steel strap.
Okay.
Because this is gonna weigh probably 250 pounds.
Yeah, so we're gonna need some actual strength. And what about in the front? Like,
what do you mean?
From here? From this?
Well, when we air out, this will be the lowest part of the car. So we got 2 inches of run clearance. So we could actually build, if we wanted to, we could build a strap that like a gas tank would have. But I think left to right makes more sense. The only thing limiting us is the box area that we put in, which is fine. I see we're touching here still.
Yeah, but it's still through. So.
But that's pretty neat, right out of the box.
And what's nice about this is it'll drop out the bottom, so it's serviceable. The other thing is this holds a bunch of the other equipment too. That we can put the charger in here.
Well, it's also serviceable from the top too, because you can reach your hand.
On the top, because all the interior panels open up like a storage cubby. So
really
if
cool.
You can, the thing is there's gonna be a lid on it. So in order to get the lid off, you're gonna have to lower it down.
Okay.
So you want to keep this sealed to the outside elements, he said, because some of the equipment is not meant to be getting wet.
Sure. All right, cool. So that's pretty good. We have a good idea and a game plan of how we're gonna mount this. So we'll go ahead and drop this down. And while Mickey was getting that ready, Ricky dropped the power steering lines, the lines that were on the rack, they were getting in the way of the front box. So now, we'll see how far this can slide in. I do think we may have to cut or modify this false firewall, but for now, let's see if we can get it in and get the hood to close. We shall see in about 1 minute.
5, 4, 3, 2.
So we got the battery box at kind of an angle that we're thinking that we're gonna be able to run, because we need the front to be low and the back to be higher. Unfortunately, we do need to trim out this firewall just to bring this back a couple more inches. That'll give us enough clearance. But what is cool is that actually right now in this position, the hood does close. So besides making some mounts, I think this is gonna work and actually look pretty radical. There she goes. Look at how much room we have for activities now.
All right, now we test fit again. Okay, well, we just cut that wall out, as you guys saw. Sort of moved the steering rack mount over a little bit with the persuader, and we got this thing actually pretty close, and we got the core support on. So we've now got it in its location. By the way, this is way bigger than an LS motor, being honest, front to back.
Yeah.
I don't know where we got that from, but
well, it fits in a Camaro.
Somebody did say that, yeah.
That's why.
So right now we could make this work. We could probably just trim out the core support because none of these provisions are needed. This is actually for the radiator mount for the...
We do need radiators.
We do need a radiator in here. So we could either put that in here,
on there. Yeah.
inside, we could run a smaller fat CSF or something. Or we can notch the unibody by cutting out the corners of the box back there and replating that back in and moving this thing back another 3 inches or so.
Yeah, so really what Mickey's talking about is right here, cutting this out, putting our own metal in, boxing that, and you really do get about 3 inches, even more, which should push this whole thing backwards about 3 inches, and you actually could potentially lift it up a little bit as well. But still, we should have hood clearance.
Yeah, because this clears the hood.
Yep.
That's factory. This goes there from the factory.
Like a glove.
All right, so that's all the time we have for you guys today. Ricky and I are gonna keep working on this thing, start working on the battery box mounts and a couple other the heavy fab projects that need to get done on this. So you guys will want to stay tuned to the next video. Hit that notification button, subscribe if you aren't already, leave us some comments. We'd like to hear what you have to say. We'll see you in the next one.